Hi and welcome along to the channel. Finally starting to warm up here in the UK, so I'm starting to get out and about and doing a few things, and this one is a bit of work on the Volvo 480 because last time I had a couple of things that I was talking about, the dashboard, we had a flat battery, a few more things like that. So let's have a quick look over. I'll tell you what the plan is and what we're going to do today. That's right, so last time I was talking about the dashboard and the info center, which is the digital display that sits on that side of the dashboard. It's quite sunny, so it's difficult to see. Now what I've realized is I believe the bulb that was fitted in it is the wrong size. It's a halogen bulb, I think it was B10D, something like that. I'll put a link down below for what it was. And I realized it's the wrong size. It's a too lower wattage, so that's not going to be bright enough. That would explain that, which is why I haven't put the dashboard back in. I'm going to get one of those ordered and put that in, and then we can put the dashboard back together. What I have done down the bottom here is I've sorted the carpet out. That was getting right in the way of the clutch, which would be a real pain. I've managed to clip the carpet back in and put the little push fitting down the bottom, which is great. That's now sorted. The door card is still off. I'm still not convinced about the electric window motor, and also I don't have the door stay in place. That's going to be a removing the door job, which is going to be easier when I can actually get a bit more space and move it away from the house, because it's a bit close to the house to be able to open the door and actually get to the mechanism. And that leaves me on to the next thing to do, which is actually to put a charged battery in it and check that it runs. And when I say check that it runs, of course, on one of the previous videos I was busy fitting my new exhaust system, so I want to check that that exhaust system isn't leaking. We've also done the fuel filter. Now I'm still not happy at how much that fuel filter does stick down a little bit, so I might end up making a cover for it. I mean, it's solid, it's held in, but I don't like it being that exposed. So that's a couple of things there. We also want to move it a little bit and just check how the brakes are, because I can't remember what state the brakes are in. We did renew them all and do work. They've had new discs and pads on quite a lot of it, but the car's been sat for a long time, which does not do it any good at all. So just moving it a little bit and testing the brakes out would be a good idea. I've had an old car battery on using my C-Tech recovery charger, and it's kept a nice charge, and it seems to be holding as well. When I put a load on the battery, it seems okay. So I reckon we're going to be good for a few starts off this one. We're not going to be going far, so I'm not going to fasten the battery in fully. Let's just get a good connection though. Actually, that's probably going to be tight enough. I think that's going to be okay. Let's just see if the dashboard wakes up. It's so warm in here today. Let's just put this on. Hopefully we'll hear the fuel pump prime up. Yep. And we've got dashboard light coming on, which looks hopeful. Now I think what we want to do is put some petrol in. Let's get it started. Let's see what it sounds like. That's a couple of litres of unleaded. In it goes. Still need to do something about this. Unfortunately, I didn't coat it properly. So that wing is going to need, I suspect, sanding and repainting, which is a bit of a pain. Let's just have a little look, make sure. Yep, I can't see any fuel leaking down the bottom here. The fuel tank is plastic and it's in pretty good condition, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll also be checking the fuel filter for any leaks as well, just to make sure, after all the work that I've done to it, to make sure that everything's okay there. So here we go. We're in neutral. Yep. Gearbox still feels quite nice actually. It still moves through the gears okay. Always start it with the clutch down. I've always done that just to be careful. Let's turn this on and we'll hear the fuel pump prime. Good news. Now let's clutch down and give it a go. Great start. Looks like that battery is dead. Well, it looks like I am going to have to buy a new battery because the batteries just aren't letting it start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and tighten the battery clamps up first, just to make sure. In fact, I might get the jump pack as well and get it started on that, so at least we can get it started this time. I've tightened up the battery clamps. We've got our boost starter on. Let's see whether that gives it enough power to start her up. I hope so. I'd like to get it started today. Let's give it a go. It's struggling. It's trying. I think the battery's struggling and the boost starter. Come on. I think we might have just killed the boost starter as well now. One more go. Come on. Oh, we've got it started on our last attempt. That sounds to me like we have got a monumental exhaust flow. Unfortunately. Coming from that bracket that I was worried about. Good news is, rear lights are on, number plate lights are on. What have we got still on? We've got an ABS light on, not quite sure what that's all about. The brakes feel okay. It's not sinking to the ground. It's not super solid, but it does feel okay. Really just got it started and my daughter needed some help with something, so I had to turn it off again, but it gives us a chance to have a look, and yeah, we've got no leaks under here. Bit disappointing with the exhaust. I think the front of that exhaust I'm going to have to tackle again and work out what's going on. But the next bit is, let's get it started up again. Let's reverse it up a little bit, get it moving under its own steam for a change. And let's just gently test the brakes, make sure we've got some brake action going on. Obviously the absolute perfect spot to test brakes are on an inclined driveway. Never mind, let's get it started again. Oh, of course, the battery's dead. I need the boost pack. That is whether the boost pack has got any runs left in it. Looks like I'm in the market for a new battery though, which is what I was trying to avoid, because it does just sit around most of the time. That's the problem. And I have been known to leave the boot open and things like that, which obviously drains the battery quickly. It doesn't do them much good when they're just sat about getting drained, not being used. Batteries like to be used. Right, let's see if the jump pack has got enough to get us started again. There we go. Right, let me take the jump pack off. Okay, jump pack off. It seems to be running okay. It's got a little bit of a judder, I noticed, especially when I come off the revs. Let me just give it a little rev. It does dip a little bit as though it's going to stall, but it doesn't stall. which is the importance here. Right, let's try reverse. Okay, it moves. And with the brakes on, it's actually stopped. Let's put the handbrake on, see if it's holding on the handbrake, which it is. Oh, well, the bulb warning has gone out. Take the handbrake off, the handbrake light goes out. Oh, I can't actually steer because of the dashboard. The way the dashboard's out, it's actually hitting the steering. That's left. Let me just fix that. There we go. Power steering. Feels like it's working. Let's go for a full stop. Yep, brakes are working actually. Working hard, but nonetheless still working. We are moving. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. We're moving, we're stopping. Steering. You can hear the brakes are very, very rough, unfortunately. It's a hard stop on the brake. That felt pretty good actually. It's actually moving not bad at all. That's really encouraging. It's getting very hot in here though. Oh, I've got the heaters turned on, that's why. Yeah, I can hear a lot of grinding on the brakes and the pads, but that's to be expected really, isn't it? Well, I'm quite pleased with how this is going. Now, I still have an ABS warning light on, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to diagnose what exactly the warning light is coming up with. But we can work that one out. I'd say that was quite a good run, actually. Temperature did get up. You know, the coolant was definitely flowing. I was getting coolant pipes. This one here, definitely warming up. Also did have the radiator fan come on, so whether I think we do actually need more coolant in, because if I remember rightly the coolant is quite low. Oh, it's actually all drained out, so I think that's gone into the radiator now, because we don't have a big puddle underneath, at least not that I checked last time. Let me just have another look. No, it's dry under there. I think we just need to put more coolant in, which wouldn't surprise me, because with having the water pump off and replacing when we did the timing belt, that wouldn't surprise me. So I think we'll add some more coolant to that. No other leaks, no bumps or rattles or anything nasty that I'm worried about there, which is great news. I've taken the battery off again. I think I'm going to have to get a new battery to do that. I obviously need to put the dashboard back in, which I'm waiting for that replacement bulb for the info center, and then I can do that. And then there's just one nasty outstanding task. And the nasty outstanding task is this one. We've got a horrible crack on the windscreen, so the front windscreen needs replacing. And the problem is, I've been trying to get quotes for this, and it's really difficult. First of all, because the car doesn't have insurance, because it's not MOT'd, it's off the road, a lot of companies aren't interested. They're only interested now if they've got insurance to claim on and to put the job through as an insurance claim. So the one that I did speak to that would get me a quote for the windscreen and the fitting was £800. Now that's blowing the budget out completely. I don't want to spend that sort of money. I still want a bit of a reserve left for any glitches in the MOT, any extra bits of work I need to do. So 800's not going to cut it. And that leads me on to the problem. Nobody seems interested in doing it. And then the problem comes. I can get the replacement glass from somewhere local for £150 or thereabouts. But whether I can get someone to fit it is a different question. So do I fit it myself? Do I have a go at fitting the glass? Now the good thing is it's front glass, which means it's laminated, which means there's a sandwich layer of plastic in between two layers of glass, which is why it's cracking like that and it's not just suddenly shattered like most of the other windows in a car. And that means getting it out tends to come out in one piece, and you're not going to get millions of little pieces suddenly explode. The only problem is I've never replaced a windscreen and I don't know how difficult it'll be. A lot of people have said it's difficult, but I don't know. So I'd love to know what you think. Pop a comment down the bottom. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is worth doing? Do you think I should be having a go? Or if you're in the northeast and you're a window fitter and you will fit a window for me, get in touch, please. I would love to hear from you. contact@junkandriven.org. Either on the channel or off the channel, I don't mind, but I need to solve this one because right now this is stopping me getting an MOT. This bit is the one bit now, I think, that is holding us back. The lights are working, the engine's running, brakes are good. That's what we need to solve. Also needs a really good clean as well. It is dirty as well because it's been sat here getting dusty for ages and ages. I need to get all the rubbish out from inside as well. But otherwise, we're almost there. We're almost ready to go. So let me know what you think I should do about the windscreen. Do you think we go for fitting it ourselves? And I'll take you along the process, see how we get on. I doubt it's going to be a how-to guide because, let's face it, this is a difficult one and I don't think it's one that I want to do as a how-to. But I'll show you what I do, and whether it's good or bad, we'll do that. So pop a comment down the bottom and remember to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.